Thank you, Leon. Hello, everyone. I so wish I could be with you in person, but I'm heading to Glasgow for COP26, of course, the UN Climate Change Conference as part of the US delegation. We're there to demonstrate the Biden administration's commitment to realizing our vision for a net zero emissions economy by 2050. And of course, that vision is attainable because of you. So let me begin by simply saying thank you, really, for all that you do each day in the steel sector on behalf of our nation. Obviously, steel products have long been essential to the American economy. America is literally built on steel. It's critical to our transportation, our homes. It keeps us safe. It maintains our economic competitiveness on the global stage. And steel is going to play a huge role in helping the nation build back better and to achieve President Biden's clean energy goals. We absolutely need domestic steel to rebuild, to repair, to improve our aging critical infrastructure, which includes the transportation and the energy systems that we use every day. And we need steel for wind turbines, for solar panels, for grid components that are going to power our carbon-free electricity sector by 2035. But we also need to address emissions across our industrial sector if we want America to maintain our leadership in sustainable steel. So today, around 32% of our energy use and over a quarter of our emissions come from the industrial sector. So we have some work ahead of us. But neither the Department of Energy nor America's steel industry, none of us have backed away from a challenge. And over the past 4 decades, AISI and SMA have taken the lead in facilitating this productive partnership. And together, we've really combined the steel industry's deep technical knowledge and the top scientific talent of academia and the world-class expertise and the facilities of our national labs. We've combined all of those to achieve amazing advancements in iron and steelmaking technology. And in fact, we already know what it's going to take to have to bring those emissions down. Right off the bat, we can improve efficiency for industrial processes. We can electrify as many of those processes as possible. We can deploy clean energy sources to generate that electricity. But we also know for us to achieve full decarbonization, we also need to innovate our way around the technical obstacles. So that's why we are investing $70 million in a new Manufacturing USA Institute that's focused solely on industrial decarbonization. I know many of you have already contributed your ideas and your expertise to shaping the strategic direction for that new institute. And DOE, along with our 17 national labs, we boast a capacity for research and development that is truly unmatched by anyone in the world. Over the last 2 decades, DOE has invested billions of dollars in research, development, demonstration of key next generation technologies. So for example, carbon capture and storage is going to literally take carbon dioxide out of the emissions produced in those industries. And low carbon fuels like hydrogen would require only minor retrofits to replace fossil energy sources that so many industries currently use. But those exciting technologies are still going to need a push to full commercialization. And so with our Energy Earthshots initiative, we're doing just that. These Energy Earthshots are a series of ambitious but achievable targets that are aimed at delivering breakthroughs in the toughest clean energy challenges that are facing us, like industrial decarbonization. Our very first Earthshot is aimed at reducing the cost of clean hydrogen by 80% over the next decade. So that's number one. The second Earthshot, is focusing on slashing the cost of long duration storage for utility scale storage of clean energy by 90% by 2030. And we're going to be announcing a third Earthshot, and that one is going to be on carbon removal, carbon negative technologies. We'll be announcing that later this week in Glasgow. And then beyond our borders, we're also working to further raise global demand for decarbonized industrial goods with our allies in the G7 so that manufacturers who are making the effort to lower emissions are rewarded by the market. That's incredibly important. It makes you irresistible if you have decarbonized, particularly among our allies who are moving to decarbonize themselves. So these are all really important steps, really great, but we need great leaps forward. And those are leaps that we can take with President Biden's Build Back Better agenda. So after months, as you know, of debate and deliberation over the final composition of that agenda, a final deal is now this close. It's really taken shape. And that deal, not only is it going to provide $4 billion in rebates and grants and loans to help steel, iron, cement plants become more energy efficient and to capture emissions at the source and to transition to electric or low carbon fuel sources and systems. Not only will it do all that, it will allow us to build a clean electricity grid, allow us to add capacity and resiliency to that grid. It's going to, that Build Back Better agenda is going to put tens of billions of dollars behind research and development for clean energy and carbon reduction technologies. It's going to jumpstart manufacturing while lowering emissions in the industrial sector. It's going to raise demand for American-made clean energy technologies, which of course means demand for steel. And of course, it will also create millions of good-paying jobs nationwide. And because Joe Biden is the most pro-union president we've seen in our lifetimes, you bet this administration is going to work to make sure those are union jobs. So this Build Back Better agenda is just going to be huge for the future of this country. It's going to ensure that we can compete in and we can win that global clean energy market. It's going to ensure that we are on track to meet the president's emissions goals, thanks in no small part to the important work that's underway on industrial decarbonization. And once those investments start going out, we're going to need partners across the manufacturing sector to help us enact the strategy for decarbonizing industry. And if we work together, we can build this sustainable manufacturing base in America that can really meet the demands of a thriving economy and can give millions of Americans good paying jobs, and it can help overcome the climate crisis. And we can build those products here and create that global market for it and allow you to use those products here, build them here, use them here, stamp them made in America, and export them as well. So let's keep going. I want to thank you so much for being here, for allowing me to be able to address you in this fashion. And I want to thank you all for everything that you do every day to build America. Let's build it back better.